we had a good weekend. We brought a whole squad to Iowa State with an open tournament. We brought 18 guys in 10 weight classes. We had 2 champs, four runner-ups, and a bunch of third and fourth place guys. So it was a great trip for us. It was a great test for our heavyweight. Braxton Amos wrestled the #1 guy in the country. And Braxton's been a 97-pounder his whole career. Now he's up at heavyweight, and was winning with 30 seconds left and got taken down to lose. But it showed that he's right there in national title contention to be a national champion. And then our All-American Zan Fugit won the tournament. And our little guy, Nico Rivera, ranked number 9 in the country, also won the tournament. So a lot of bright spots from some young guys, and we were able to see a lot of areas we got to work. So it was a great trip. Everybody came out healthy, which is a big part. And now we are on to our starters. We'll go to Ohio University Saturday. It's a big match. It's about 30 minutes from Braxton Amos' hometown in West Virginia. So the gym will be packed, and it'll be they came here last year and put a good whooping on us. So it'll be a real kind of our first real test in our dual meet schedule. And then we're also sending 16 guys to an open tournament in Iowa as well, which will get our young guys a lot of competition and some of our number 2s ready in case something happens.
Any questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, just in that effort, what did you like that Braxton was able to show in a big match like that, and where would you like to continue to see him grow as well?
Yeah, his effort was great. He was able to get a takedown early in the first period, and then giving up a takedown late. A little bit, we got a little bit tired, and the situation. Those are the situations that he needs to be able to shut the guy down and advance. It was more of a tactical error than anything. So those are very, very fixable. But it also gives him a belief that he can do it. Our sport is there's a lot of mental stuff that goes on in our sport, and believing that you can be the national champion. It has a lot to do with being the national champion. So he really firmly believes that he's national champion quality now, and that's huge. He had a great workout this morning, a different type of energy to him, which is great to see. So we're excited that obviously he's up. He's weighing 270, so he's up 80 pounds, and you just don't know how that's going to be competing at that weight class. So he against the best. And he's able to. He did a great job. So excited for the rest of the season for him.
Hey, Coach, obviously these early season tournaments are really important for older guys like Braxton, but you mentioned Nicolar. What did you see from the young guys at the tournament, like a Cole, like a Gannon, who also placed?
Yeah, they did a great job. Gannon obviously is our backup at heavyweight, but wrestled all year for us. He did a great job. Then we had some young guys. Caleb Denny placed for us. He's a true freshman. He's going to have a great future here from, an in-state kid. And then you look at Wyatt Ingham, who also placed. He made he's just a freshman starting for us. Another Wisconsin kid, but they just made a couple of tactical errors, and that's what we need. You get to evaluate. They got 3-4 matches each. It's great to get the film on them this early and see how they wrestle against different people and where they have to improve. Our sport is a long 2-semester sport, and each match is an evaluation period to see what we have to do to stand on the top of the podium come late March.
You were mentioning with this upcoming match being up, pretty close to Braxton's hometown. Is that something that you kind of are conscious of as you're building a schedule, and kind of what opportunity does that afford to a guy like him?
Yeah, for sure. When Braxton was the #1 recruit in the country. When you're recruiting them, it's you kind of throw that in there. We'd love to wrestle at your high school. We'd love to get you back, and I think it's important that we stay true to what we said. And this was kind of the closest. We tried to actually get the match at his high school, from what I understand. Ohio University does a lot of recruiting in that area as well, so it would have been a big deal. But we settled that in their gym, and it's going to be great. Braxton's going to have a ton of fans, and it's good for the sport. They're planning an event beforehand, and the gym will sell out, and it'll be real neat for the people in that area to witness a high level wrestling match, and hopefully our sport can grow.
Obviously, it's still really early on in the season, but last year was a more difficult year, and already you guys are ranked on Intermat. I believe I saw number 22 in the country. What's the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team that you're seeing?
The personnel. We've got kids that can wrestle in that lineup. And most of these guys were redshirting last year. So it's you guys know how it all. It's the personnel that you put out there. It's an experienced team, but also very youthful. But those youth have some big accolades behind them. So, you said it. Last year was a difficult year. I think we wrestled in our lineup 2.5 scholarships out of our 9.9 last year. So that's not only being in the Big Ten, right? That's hard. We had almost 8 scholarships sitting out of the lineup, sitting in our wrestling room, redshirting or hurt or whatever it was. So it's very, very hard to win when you're wrestling, But those guys are still in that room and they're getting better. That's what's real important. Some of those guys on the team last year that started are in that room getting way better, and they're licking their chops to get their chance to get out there. But I like our team right now. We got to stay healthy. Big match coming up in 10 days at Stoughton High School, which I'd like to make sure all our guys are ready to go. And not looking past Ohio, but we got to keep building, and March will be here before we know it.
All right, one more for me, Coach. Non-wrestling related, but I know you and Coach Fickle are good friends. You work out with Coach Reeder every day. What does that friendship mean to you, and how nice was it to see him get a big win on Saturday?
It means the world. I love the man. He's misunderstood, right? He's the best. He's a family man. He's a religious man. He likes to work out. He's a wrestler at heart, and to see what he's been going through and see him keep getting up every day and keep showing up is a testament to who he is. And see his players believing in him. It's a testament to what kind of coach he is. And a leader. He's an amazing person, and it doesn't surprise me that those kids played that hard for him. I'm with him a lot, and I wish I had some eligibility. Because I'd go out there and I'd die for him. The way he motivates and things like that. So it doesn't surprise me that they went out there and won a big game, and it won't surprise me if they keep winning. And the future's bright with him. It's going to be a great ride.
Chris, just to follow up on what you said there, what do you think is misunderstood about Luke?
Well, I mean, I read all the stuff you guys write. I see, right? He's not going to be the one that says he's doing things that people aren't saying that he's not. My man's here to win. My man's recruiting. My man's working hard. He's doing everything possible, he's I'll fight for him. I'll stand up for him, and I'll be behind him the whole way because I know how bad he wants to win, and I know how much he loves his kids and his athletes. So